obviously higher, as we've just demonstrated, and tenant demand does remain strong, which are all good things for landlords and investors, and when you're trying to rent property, there are a lot of rising costs that landlords are facing. There's also these evolving regulations and taxation changes, and just so much things for them to think about and keep on the ball and up to date with. Firstly, I mean, regulations and reform as well. Obviously, if you're in England and things and you're tuning in, the proposed changes to things like minimal EPC ratings have added a bit of pressure onto people. You're going to have that extra expense to try and bring these up to scratch. And if not, obviously, and you've spent so much, there are going to be exemptions and things, but you still initially have to have that outlay to try and get to your EPC banding of C, which is going to be the minimum. With nearly 1 and 2 landlords and many, surveyed areas expressing concern about the cost of improving their older properties. And we know firsthand, we've got a lot of landlords, because we're quite a semi-rural area, and we've got a lot of, we work with a lot of farm cottages and things like that, rural areas. Some of these are just never going to make the cut.
Yeah, despite their best efforts as well.
Yeah, that's right, because we just recently done one, and there was just lots of stuff that got done and it still didn't quite make it. Granted that if they spend, obviously, like I say, X amount, they will get the exemption, but there's still that initial pressure and outlay and things to do that. And that's the thing that if you're a landlord, you need to be prepared for things like that and have a contingency and have a plan for the unforeseen, basically, because things that you maybe never thought about will crop up. And then I think just rising finance and management costs and things as well. Karen, what about things like that?
So as we say, interest rates have hiked and driven buy-to-let mortgage rates from between 2 and 3% just after the pandemic to 5% or more by 2024. And again, this has been very obvious to anybody that has a mortgage, basically. However, the Bank of England's recent lowering of its base rate to its current level of 4.25% has not squeezed landlords' profit margins as much.